silent chemical reaction may be changing your body right now while you sit here watching this video. Not sugar, not fat, not aging. A stress hormone that was originally designed to save human life during emergencies is now staying active for days, weeks, even years at a time. The worst part is that most people never realize it is happening. They blame themselves instead. They blame laziness, weakness, lack of discipline, lack of motivation. Yet the real problem may be hidden deep inside the nervous system. You sleep for 7 or 8 hours, but still wake up exhausted. Your brain feels heavy in the morning. Small problems irritate you more than they should. Your patience disappears faster. Belly fat slowly increases even when your eating habits improve. Cravings become stronger late at night. Anxiety shows up out of nowhere. Your heart races during simple moments, your body feels tired, but your mind refuses to slow down. This is not always normal stress. This is what happens when cortisol begins controlling the body in ways most people never notice. Modern life has quietly turned millions of people into survival mode machines. The human brain was never built for non-stop alerts, endless bad news, constant pressure, artificial light at midnight, emotional overload, and 24-hour stimulation. Yet this has become normal. The dangerous part is that cortisol does not care whether the threat is a wild animal or an unread email at 2 a.m. The body reacts anyway. Scientists have found that chronic stress can affect sleep quality, metabolism, memory, inflammation, digestion, immune function, and even the structure of the brain itself over time. Long-term cortisol elevation has been linked to weight gain, brain fog, fatigue, low mood, blood sugar problems, and accelerated aging. But nobody talks enough about the tiny daily habits causing it. People focus on dramatic health problems while ignoring the silent triggers happening every hour. One notification, one stressful headline, one night of poor sleep, one skipped meal, one toxic conversation, one overloaded schedule. Alone, they seem harmless. Together, they slowly train the body to stay alert all the time. That constant state of alertness changes hormones, energy, emotions, appetite, and even decision making. The body starts preparing for danger even when danger is not there. That is why some people feel tired after resting. Their nervous system never truly rests. Even more shocking, many habits promoted as productive or healthy may secretly increase cortisol instead. Extreme dieting, overtraining, hustle culture, constant multitasking, endless scrolling before sleep. Some people wear stress like a badge of honor while their body quietly pays the price behind the scenes. There are people walking around every day functioning normally on the outside while internally their nervous system is overloaded, smiling in public, breaking down in silence. The body keeps records of stress long after the mind tries to ignore it. This video is not about fear, it is about understanding what is really happening inside the body before it turns into burnout, exhaustion, anxiety, emotional numbness, or chronic health problems. By the end of this video, you will understand what cortisol actually does, why modern lifestyles are secretly pushing it higher than ever before, and which common habits may be damaging your nervous system without you realizing it. You will also learn why many people fail to recover from stress even after vacations, weekends, or extra sleep. There is a hidden reason behind that. More importantly, you will discover practical ways to calm the nervous system naturally and help the body feel safe again without extreme routines or unrealistic health advice. Some of the facts in this video may completely change how you look at stress, energy, sleep, and mental exhaustion. One of the biggest surprises is that high cortisol does not always make people hyperactive. In many cases, it does the opposite. It drains motivation, it creates emotional numbness, it makes simple tasks feel heavier. It can even trick people into believing their personality has changed. Another hidden fact is that stress does not only come from emotional pain, the body also experiences stress from lack of sleep, blood sugar crashes, information overload, loneliness, dehydration, noise pollution, and nonstop mental stimulation. That means a person can look physically safe while their nervous system still believes they are under attack. This constant internal pressure slowly affects almost every system in the body. Researchers now believe chronic stress may play a larger role in modern disease than many people understand. Yet society continues rewarding exhaustion as if it were a success. People are praised for sacrificing sleep, ignoring recovery, and staying busy every second of the day. Meanwhile, the nervous system keeps sending warning signals through fatigue, cravings, anxiety, irritability, poor focus, headaches, and burnout. These are not random problems, they are messages. And today we are going to talk about the hidden signals most people ignore until the body forces them to stop. Stay with us until the end because one small section later in this video explains the biggest mistake people make when trying to lower stress, and it may completely change the way you think about healing and recovery. Also, many people try to fix high cortisol with supplements alone while continuing the exact habits that created the problem in the first place. That rarely works long term. Real recovery starts deeper than that. If you care about your health, energy, brain, hormones, sleep, or long term well being, this video could become one of the most important health conversations you hear this year. Welcome to the channel. Here we break down the hidden science behind the human body, health, aging, and modern life in simple language anyone can understand. Subscribe now and join us for more videos that help you understand what your body may be trying to tell you before it is too late. Cortisol is one of the most misunderstood chemicals inside the human body. People hear the word and instantly think of stress, anxiety, burnout, or health problems. But cortisol was never created to destroy the body, it was created to protect it. Thousands of years ago, human survival depended on fast reactions. The brain needed a system that could instantly prepare the body for danger. That is where cortisol came in. This hormone acts like an emergency response signal. The moment the brain senses pressure, uncertainty, fear, or danger, cortisol is released. Heart rate increases, energy rises, blood sugar changes, focus sharpens. The body temporarily shifts resources away from long term functions and towards survival. In small amounts, this system is incredibly useful. Without cortisol, people would struggle to wake up properly in the morning. In fact, healthy cortisol naturally rises early in the day to help the body become alert and active. It helps regulate blood pressure, it helps control inflammation. It helps the brain respond quickly under pressure. It even helps the body use energy more efficiently during difficult moments. Cortisol is not evil. The problem begins when the body stays trapped in emergency mode for too long. Human beings were designed to experience short bursts of stress followed by recovery. A dangerous situation would appear, the body would react, and then calmness would return, but modern life changed that rhythm completely. Today, stress rarely comes and goes, it stays quietly, constantly. The body keeps reacting every hour of the day, even when there is no real physical danger nearby. That is where chronic stress begins. Cortisol stops behaving like a temporary survival tool and becomes a non-stop background signal running through the nervous system all day long. This changes the body slowly. At first, the signs are subtle. Sleep becomes lighter. Energy feels inconsistent. Patience gets shorter. Cravings become stronger. Concentration becomes harder. Then, over time, the effects grow deeper. The brain stays alert even during rest. The body struggles to fully relax. Some people feel tired but mentally restless at the same time. Others feel emotionally numb. The nervous system becomes stuck between exhaustion and hyper alertness. The most important thing to understand is that your body cannot tell the difference between a real emergency and modern life. To the nervous system, an angry message, financial pressure, social rejection, sleep deprivation, endless notifications, or nonstop bad news can all feel like threats. The body reacts automatically. It prepares for survival even while sitting quietly at home. That reaction may have helped ancient humans escape danger for a few minutes, but now it is happening for months or years without stopping. One of the biggest hidden causes of this problem is the modern relationship people have with their phones. The average person checks their device hundreds of times a day. Many people reach for their phone before their eyes are fully open in the morning. Before the brain even wakes naturally, it is flooded with information, alerts, opinions, messages, and emotional stimulation. Stress begins before the day even starts. The nervous system immediately enters reaction mode. A small sound from a notification may seem harmless, but the brain treats unpredictability very seriously. Every vibration or alert creates anticipation. The brain wonders what happened, who messaged, what changed, what problem appeared. Even tiny moments of uncertainty can create small stress responses inside the body. One notification may not matter much alone, but hundreds of interruptions repeated daily create a nervous system that never fully settles down. The brain stays partially alert all the time. Many people no longer experience true mental silence. There is always another message, another update, another video, another headline, another sound demanding attention. The human nervous system was never designed for 200 interruptions a day. Deep inside the brain, this constant stimulation affects dopamine as well. Dopamine is often called the reward chemical, but it is more connected to anticipation and seeking behavior than happiness itself. Every notification creates a tiny cycle of curiosity and reward. The brain begins expecting stimulation constantly. People start checking their phones automatically without even realizing it. A person unlocks the device for one reason and suddenly finds themselves scrolling 20 minutes later. During this process, the brain keeps switching attention rapidly from one piece of information to another. Emotional states also change quickly. One second there is entertainment, the next second there is political anger, then fear, then comparison, then bad news, then anxiety about productivity. The nervous system keeps adapting to new emotional signals without rest. This creates a strange modern condition where the brain feels overstimulated but emotionally drained at the same time. Many people think they are relaxing while scrolling, but in reality, the nervous system may still be highly activated. True rest requires safety and calmness. Endless stimulation is not rest even when the body is sitting still. Another hidden issue is anticipation anxiety. Modern technology trained people to feel constantly available. Messages can arrive at any moment. Emails never stop. Social media never sleeps. Work enters the bedroom. Stress enters dinner. Notifications interrupt conversations, quiet moments, and even sleep itself. The brain never fully disconnects because part of it remains prepared for the next interruption. Some people even feel phantom vibrations from phones that never rang. That shows how deeply the nervous system adapts to constant alertness. Over time, this state changes attention span and emotional stability. Small moments of silence start feeling uncomfortable because the brain became addicted to stimulation. People open apps without purpose simply to avoid stillness, yet stillness is exactly what the nervous system needs to recover. Instead of slowing down, modern habits increase stimulation every hour. The result is a body that struggles to leave survival mode. Even nighttime no longer feels safe for the brain. Many people scroll until the moment they fall asleep. Bright artificial light hits the eyes late at night while emotional and mental stimulation continues nonstop. The brain receives confusing signals. Naturally, cortisol should slowly decrease at night while melatonin rises to prepare the body for sleep. But screens, stress, and stimulation disrupt this rhythm. Some people feel physically tired but mentally wide awake at midnight. Others wake during the night with racing thoughts or unexplained anxiety. Cortisol patterns begin shifting in unhealthy ways. High cortisol at night often leads to low energy in the morning. The body becomes disconnected from its natural rhythm. This creates a cycle where people wake exhausted, depend on caffeine for energy, push through stress all day, then stay overstimulated at night and repeat the process again. Eventually, many people stop remembering what calmness actually feels like. Another major issue is that constant information exposure creates emotional overload. Human brains evolved in small social groups where information moved slowly. Today, people consume more emotional input in one day than earlier generations experienced in weeks. Tragic news from across the world appears instantly. Arguments, fear based headlines, financial panic, social comparison, negativity, outrage, and crisis driven content flood the brain daily. The nervous system reacts emotionally even when the danger is physically far away. Stress hormones increase because the brain experiences repeated signals of uncertainty and threat. Doom scrolling has become one of the most damaging modern habits because it keeps people trapped in cycles of fear and stimulation without resolution. The brain keeps searching for answers, updates, or relief, but rarely finds peace. This creates mental exhaustion. At the same time, many people pressure themselves to stay productive every second of the day. Rest now feels guilty, slowing down feels lazy. Hustle culture teaches people to ignore exhaustion and push harder no matter what the body says, but the body keeps score silently. Stress accumulates physically, muscles tighten, sleep worsens, digestion changes, energy drops, emotional resilience weakens. Yet many continue forcing themselves forward because society rewards overworking. People celebrate burnout without realizing the damage happening underneath. Some individuals even become emotionally disconnected from their own stress levels. They no longer notice tension because it became normal. Shoulders stay tight all day, breathing becomes shallow, the jaw remains clenched, thoughts race constantly, the nervous system never truly powers down. Over time, this affects relationships, patience, memory, and emotional control. Small inconveniences suddenly feel overwhelming because the body is already overloaded beneath the surface. Cortisol was designed for temporary emergencies, not permanent lifestyles. But modern routines transform temporary stress into a nonstop biological condition. The scary part is that many people believe feeling constantly overwhelmed is simply adulthood. They think exhaustion is normal, brain fog is normal, anxiety is normal, poor sleep is normal. Emotional numbness is normal, but in many cases, the nervous system is sending warning signs that it has been overloaded for far too long. The human body can survive high stress for a short time. That is how survival works. During danger, cortisol temporarily increases energy, sharpens focus, and helps the body react quickly. But when stress becomes constant, the same system that once protected the body slowly begins working against it. This is where many modern health problems quietly begin. High cortisol does not always look dramatic at first. In many cases, the signs appear slowly and blend into daily life so naturally that people stop questioning them. One of the most common signs is stubborn belly fat. Some people exercise regularly and try to eat better, but still notice weight collecting around the stomach area. Chronic cortisol changes the way the body stores energy. During long periods of stress, the body becomes more focused on survival and preservation. Fat storage patterns shift, especially around the abdomen. At the same time, stress often increases cravings for sugar, processed food, and fast energy because the brain believes the body needs immediate fuel to handle pressure. This creates a cycle where stress increases cravings, cravings affect blood sugar, and unstable blood sugar creates even more stress inside the body. Many people blame themselves for lacking discipline while their nervous system is fighting a biological survival response underneath everything. Another major effect is brain fog. People describe it differently. Some say their thoughts feel slow, others struggle to focus on simple tasks. Some walk into rooms and forget why they went there. Others reread the same sentence multiple times because concentration disappears halfway through. Chronic stress affects memory and mental clarity because the brain was never meant to stay under pressure all the time. When cortisol remains elevated too long, parts of the brain connected to learning, emotional regulation, and memory can become affected. The brain becomes more focused on survival than deep thinking. That is why highly stressed people often feel mentally exhausted even when they have not done intense physical work. Their nervous system has been running in the background nonstop all day. Sleep also changes in dangerous ways. Many people with high cortisol feel physically exhausted but mentally awake at night. The body feels heavy while the brain refuses to slow down. Thoughts race. Worries repeat themselves. Small concerns suddenly feel bigger in darkness and silence. Some people wake up multiple times during the night for no clear reason. Others sleep for many hours but still wake feeling drained because the nervous system never reached deep restorative rest. Healthy sleep requires safety. The brain must feel calm enough to power down fully. Chronic stress interrupts that process. Cortisol patterns become disrupted. The body struggles to follow natural rhythms anymore. Energy crashes during the day become more common while nighttime alertness increases. This creates frustration because people try harder to rest but still feel tired. Mood changes are another hidden effect many people do not connect to stress. High cortisol affects emotional balance in powerful ways. Small problems suddenly trigger strong reactions. Patience becomes shorter. Irritation appears faster. Some people become emotionally numb while others feel overwhelmed by simple daily situations. Anxiety may increase even during calm moments because the nervous system remains prepared for danger. The body keeps searching for threats even when nothing serious is happening. That constant alertness slowly drains emotional stability. Relationships can also suffer because stressed nervous systems react differently. A person under chronic stress may become distant, impatient, defensive, or emotionally unavailable without understanding why. Stress changes behavior before people even notice it consciously. Low energy becomes another major problem. This confuses many people because cortisol is often called the stress hormone that increases energy. In short bursts, that is true, but over long periods, the system becomes exhausting. It is like holding down the accelerator in a car engine all day without stopping. Eventually, the entire system becomes strained. Many people wake already tired because their nervous system never truly recovered overnight. Even weekends stop feeling refreshing. Vacations provide temporary relief, but exhaustion quickly returns afterward because the deeper problem inside the nervous system was never fully addressed. Simple tasks begin feeling heavier than they should, motivation decreases, productivity drops. Yet people continue blaming themselves instead of recognizing the physical effects of chronic stress. Sugar cravings become extremely common during high cortisol periods. The body wants quick energy because it believes survival demands immediate fuel. Stress changes appetite patterns. Some people overeat, others lose hunger completely. Emotional eating often becomes stronger because the brain learns to associate food with temporary relief and comfort. Highly processed foods rich in sugar and fat temporarily activate pleasure pathways in the brain, giving short emotional relief from stress. But afterward, energy crashes harder and cravings return again. This creates another exhausting cycle where stress and eating habits begin feeding each other continuously. Anxiety becomes deeply connected to long term cortisol elevation. The nervous system loses its sense of safety and becomes hyper alert. Some people constantly feel like something bad is about to happen, even when life appears stable from the outside. The body reacts to uncertainty as if danger is nearby. Heart rate changes, breathing becomes shallow, muscles stay tense, thoughts move faster. Some people experience panic attacks while others live with quiet background anxiety every day without realizing how stressed their nervous system has become. Over time, even relaxing feels difficult because the brain became conditioned to constant stimulation and alertness. Memory problems also appear more often than many realize. Chronic stress affects attention and information processing. People forget conversations, appointments, names, or tasks more easily. Learning new information becomes harder because the brain prioritizes survival functions over long term memory formation during stress. Mental fatigue grows stronger. Eventually, burnout begins appearing. Burnout is more than feeling tired after work. It is a deep nervous system exhaustion that affects emotions, motivation, focus, energy, and physical health all at once. People stop feeling like themselves. Activities they once enjoyed lose emotional impact. Simple decisions feel overwhelming. Even resting no longer restores energy properly. Many people think they are lazy, but sometimes they are simply exhausted from being stressed for too long. That realization changes everything because it removes shame from the situation. A nervous system trapped in survival mode cannot function normally forever without consequences. The body is not failing randomly, it is reacting to prolonged overload. One of the deepest truths rarely discussed enough is that the human body needs safety more than endless motivation. Modern culture teaches people to push harder every time they struggle. More productivity, more discipline, more grinding, more optimization. But a stressed nervous system does not always need more pressure. Often it needs the exact opposite: safety, quiet, recovery, slowing down, emotional rest. The body heals differently when it no longer feels under attack. This is why some people continue feeling unwell even after trying supplements, strict diets, or intense self improvement routines. They keep trying to force healing through stress, but you cannot heal in the same state that is making you sick. Real recovery begins when the nervous system finally believes it is safe enough to relax. That safety does not only come from physical protection, it also comes from emotional calmness, stable routines, supportive relationships, proper rest, and moments where the brain is not overloaded by stimulation every second. Quiet moments matter more than most people realize. Silence allows the nervous system to stop scanning for threats temporarily. Deep rest matters, slowing down matters, emotional recovery matters. Modern life often treats these things as weaknesses, but biologically they are essential. Even short moments of calmness can help interrupt stress cycles inside the brain. That does not mean escaping responsibilities completely. It means creating small spaces where the body no longer feels trapped in nonstop pressure. One of the simplest and most powerful tools is morning sunlight. Natural light early in the day helps regulate the body's internal clock. It signals to the brain that daytime has started, helping cortisol follow healthier rhythms naturally. Many people spend most of their lives indoors under artificial lighting while staring at screens from morning until midnight. The brain becomes disconnected from natural patterns. Regular sleep schedules also matter far more than people think. Going to sleep and waking up at similar times helps stabilize hormonal rhythms and improves nervous system recovery. Sleep is not laziness, it is biological repair. Walking is another powerful tool because the human body was designed for movement, not endless sitting and mental stimulation. Gentle movement helps regulate stress hormones without shocking the body further. Even slow walks can calm the nervous system and improve mental clarity. Reducing screen overload also changes stress levels dramatically. The brain needs periods without constant emotional and informational input. Endless stimulation keeps the nervous system active. Creating boundaries with screens gives the brain moments to breathe again. Eating enough protein and balanced meals can also stabilize energy and reduce stress signals caused by blood sugar crashes. Extreme dieting often increases stress instead of improving health because the body interprets food restriction as danger. Breathing slowly sounds simple, but deeply affects the nervous system. Fast, shallow breathing signals stress to the brain, while slow, controlled breathing signals safety. Small moments of intentional calmness throughout the day slowly teach the body that danger is not everywhere. Reducing chaos inside daily life also matters. Cluttered schedules, constant rushing, noise, multitasking, and endless obligations overload the brain over time. Small changes towards simplicity can reduce stress more than dramatic health trends. Even short moments of silence during the day can become powerful because modern brains rarely experience stillness anymore. One of the strongest forms of nervous system healing also comes from real human connection. Genuine conversations, emotional support, laughter, physical affection, and feeling understood help the brain feel safe again. Humans were never designed to handle chronic stress completely alone. Healing rarely happens through one massive life change. It usually happens through small, repeated habits that slowly teach the body to exit survival mode little by little. Your body is not broken, it is not weak, it is not failing you for no reason. In many cases, it is simply reacting exactly the way a human body reacts after carrying stress for far too long. The exhaustion, the brain fog, the anxiety, the poor sleep, the emotional numbness, the constant feeling of being overwhelmed. These are not always signs that you are lazy or unmotivated. Sometimes they are signs that your nervous system has been fighting to protect you every single day without getting a real chance to recover. Modern life taught people to ignore the warning signs, push harder, sleep less, stay busy. Keep scrolling, keep working, keep going no matter how tired the mind and body become. But the human nervous system was never designed to live under nonstop pressure every hour of the day. At some point, the body begins asking for something deeper than productivity. It begins asking for safety. Real healing does not always start with extreme diets, expensive supplements, or another self improvement challenge. Sometimes healing begins with very small changes: a slower morning, better sleep, a quiet walk, less chaos, more rest, more sunlight, more connection, more moments where the body no longer feels trapped in survival mode. And that may be the biggest truth nobody talks about. You cannot heal in the same state that is making you sick. The body heals when it finally feels safe enough to stop fighting, little by little, day by day, one calm moment at a time. If this video changed the way you think about stress, cortisol, and your nervous system, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we are going to continue uncovering the hidden ways modern life affects the human body and mind. Also, leave a like because it helps this video reach more people silently struggling with stress and burnout every day. And share this video with someone who has been feeling constantly tired, anxious, overwhelmed, or emotionally drained lately because they may need to hear this more than you realize. Finally, comment the word reset below if you are ready to take your nervous system seriously and start giving your body the safety and recovery it has been asking for.